Now, in this video lecture, I will going to discuss about principles of directing. So, already you learned about the meaning, definition, importance and elements of directing, and you know the concept of the function of directing. As the directing says, it is a process of guiding, instructing, motivating and supervising the work of employees for achieving targeted objectives of enterprise. So, while the manager at a different level, they are guiding the employees, they are suggesting and monitoring the performance of subordinates, means they need to follow certain guidelines, that is principles. All these 8 principles are to be given by experts in the field of management. So, already you know about the meaning of principle. You learned in chapter number 2, that is principles of management. So, what are the principles? So, here the principles are nothing but basic guidelines or fundamental truth which explains about some phenomena. So, here while the manager in organization directing the employees or subordinates, they need to follow certain guidelines which are being stated by the management philosophers. There are mainly 8 principles of directing. Let's see what are those. First is maximum individual contribution. So, here as per this principle, it states that as much of possible the manager must get maximum work or efforts from subordinates to achieve organizational goals. As a manager in the organization, so we need to get the work from the subordinate, means our guidelines, our allocation of work to the subordinates must be in a manner that it must get the maximum work or maximum efforts that are to be taken from subordinates. Why you are taking the work from subordinates? For the purpose of achieving organizational goals and objectives. Assume that under the manager, so there are 10 employees are working, means as much of possible the manager must utilize the capability, knowledge, skill and experience of all the 10 employees. By getting all their efforts, they need to realize organizational goals. That is the first guideline, that is maximum individual contribution. Then second is harmony of objectives. So, as per this principle, it is just like subordination of individual interest to the general interest. It is a principle which is given by Henry Fayol. So that is very similar to this principle. Harmony of objectives. This principle states that there should be an equal balance between organizational goals and individual goals. So when the company satisfies individual goals, then automatically organizational goals are to be realized. Therefore, the manager must make the proper balance between individual goals as well as organizational goals. There should be an relativity between these two goals. Our organizational goals are very similar with the individual goals. So when the individual goals are realized, when they work in a proper way, then automatically our organizational goals are to be fulfilled. Therefore, there should be an equal and proper relationship between individual objectives and organizational objectives. That type of system to be ensured by the manager in the enterprise. That is the second principle. Then third is unity of command. Now you need to explain about this. What is unity of command? Who gave this principle? This principle is given by Henry Fayol. So as per this principle, there should be one superior for one subordinate or one group of subordinates. They must receive orders from only one superior and they must responsible to only one superior. It ensures that the work is completing in a proper way without any mistakes, without any errors and without any confusion and delay. Therefore, as a manager, they need to follow unity of command principle. Means there should be one superior for one individual subordinate or one group of workers. They need to get the guidelines and instruction from one superior and they need to achieve the goals. It avoids the confusions and conflicts between the superior and subordinates. Then fourth is appropriateness of direction technique. There are certain direction techniques are there like autocratic, democratic, free rein, and we have direction techniques of elements like leadership, communication, motivation, so all supervision. So to whom, how to motivate the employee, to whom, what are the benefits and facilities that are to be given, that must be properly analyzed, and by using the appropriate technique we need to guide and we need to motivate the employee. So say for example, for employee A, he need promotion. So he is working since from 10 years, there is no remark on his work, he need promotion. So if you provide the promotion, he will be very happy and he work more and more in the enterprise. For some other employee, he need proper wages and remuneration. If you provide proper wages and remuneration based on their work, means he will get motivated and he will work more in the enterprise. As per this principle, we need to use the proper motivational tool or proper techniques of directing for controlling the enterprise activities. Then fifth is Managerial communication. So here communication means it is a process of exchanging ideas, views, thoughts and opinions from one to another. So here the communication is to be flows from superior to subordinates, while the superior giving order, giving instruction, suggestions and guidelines means they are going to use only the communication. Therefore, proper use of the various types of communication in directing it help the employee to get timely instruction, suggestions for completion of the targets. Therefore, the manager must use the proper way of communication and proper method of communication for exchanging instruction, for providing suggestions, guidelines. By that they are going to get the timely instruction. Based on that the goals are to be realized. That is managerial communication. Then sixth is use of informal organization. There are mainly two types of organization. One is formal organization, then second is informal organization. What is informal organization? It is a type of organization which is not deliberately created by the management, which is to be formed by the group of employees, those who are having similar interest, taste and preferences. Based on that they are going to form informal organization. So let me tell you one thing, where there is a formal organization, there will be an informal organization exist. So each and everything will not get and goes by formal. So sometimes the informal organization is also going to helpful in exchanging the information very quickly and getting the opinions from the subordinates, and also it gives certain benefits in realizing organizational goals. Therefore, the manager must identify the existence of informal organization and how that can be used, that must be monitored. Then seventh is effectiveness of leadership. So here all managers can become the leader, but all leaders cannot become the managers, because leadership is also one of the element of directing. So where leadership means it is an capability of a person to influence others. Sometimes a single manager cannot handle the entire organizational activities, and the entire organizational performance can't be monitored by a single manager. So at that time they are going to take the assistance of the element of leadership. By taking the assistance of the leadership, they are guiding, supervising, instructing the employees. By that they are going to ensure timely completion of the target task. That is why sometimes they are going to use certain style of leadership, that may be autocratic, that may be democratic, or that may be in a free rein leadership style. based on situation and circumstances, they are going to use the leadership techniques. Then last, principle of follow through. So once the direction technique is undertaken, once the superior gave an order to the workers, once the superior guide the subordinate, means he can't able to sit quietly. They need to monitor, they need to check the performance and progress of work regularly. So once I gave an work to somebody else, I need to monitor, I need to ask again and again, I need to check the progress, that how much of the work is completed, whether they are following my instructions or not. That must be supervised and monitored regularly. Therefore, the manager must check and must monitor the progress of the work which is being performed by the employees. So this is about the follow through principle. So this is about the today's concept. What we learned? We learned about the principles of directing. So as a manager, while you are directing the employees, at that time you need to keep remember all these 8 guidelines. By following all these 8 guidelines, you are going to make use of directing function. So this is about the concept of principles of directing.